Oh, we're live.
Hello, hello. We're
Roy is
back
joining us late today.
and
Joe
no
is off
Joseph
tonight.
Meacham. He's at a concert. Hopefully he has lots of fun. We missed you last week, Matt. You weren't here.
I wasn't here. Yeah, I took the night off for undisclosed reasons.
I was going to ask if you felt comfortable talking about those undisclosed reasons.
Not really.
Matt was
No.
on a mission. He was called to be sent to Puerto Rico as a spy to not Puerto Rico, Microsoft. He was commissioned by Apple to break into Microsoft to steal Xbox 720.
Nope. I was actually stealing the Windows phone. Thank you very much that they're developing.
Oh my gosh, you're guaranteed to win that bet now.
Well, they can't come out with it if you stole it.
I know, exactly. I got it now. I got the prototype. Prototype. I've got it. No, I'm just...
What is Microsoft going to do now? I mean, Roy is their only Windows phone supporter. He's going to be so disappointed.
If Microsoft releases a new Zune, I will buy it. I don't care. I will buy it.
They are not going to release a Zune. They are done with audio.
Just go to Fred Meyer and buy a cheap phone.
You know what's funny is, so when the Xbox One was going to be announced, Microsoft was throwing this big event, and I was just joking with my friend, what if they threw a curveball and just announce a new Zune or something, like, and then the only person on stage clapping is just the person that's presenting it. Everyone's just
they still sell. You can still get an iPod Touch.
I saw that today.
$199.
Unbelievable that they're still dragging that thing along. Mad respect to do that.
I was looking for the iPod Touch page today, and I went to Apple's main website, and it wasn't on the menu bar, so I had to search iPod Touch.
Like music.
That's so. They don't want you to know that they even sell it anymore.
For some reason, people keep buying it enough, and they keep having to make new ones, or they keep having to manufacture iPod Touches, and that means that there has to be updates for it every time they release an iOS, which is
it's still it just runs iOS, but it still has a headphone jack.
So my company
and a home button.
They use they need to be able to take pictures of stuff in manufacturing, and it's kind of difficult because of our security. There's certain things you cannot plug in an SD card into any of the computers because it'll cause problems, and there's certain things you cannot do. But what you can do is, if the device is running on the domain, like running Microsoft Intune, then it will be fine. And there's only one product that does that, and that's we have some iPod Touches that run Intune and that are authorized. So those are our digital cameras. It's just a bunch of iPod Touches.
Oh my goodness. The workaround.
And it works. It works really well.
The iPod Touch was probably the best camera that I had at the time. It was, I guess I should say it was a surprising camera. I was always really fond of the iPod Touch cameras.
A 4-inch Retina display.
Ooh.
It's still got a home button, and it's the A10 Fusion chip, and they're saying that it only runs iOS 14. So I don't even know if it's compatible for iOS 15. Still has the headphone jack, the home button, the volume button, sleep wake buttons, and the built-in speakers, lightning port.
Wanna say hi?
It's got everything a modern person would want except for phone capabilities. And it's like it has a cool blue.
You could still use it. You could still use it for like WhatsApp or Telegram, probably still.
Yeah, true. You can do all the Wi-Fi like texting and calling and stuff, which is just free. So you could basically use it as a Wi-Fi phone if you wanted to. Or iMessage, I imagine. You could get that on this thing and then just text without having to have a SIM card.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do. I think it's got the messaging app on there. I think I saw it.
This wouldn't even be a good gift for anyone anymore. Like
Like
everybody has a super smartphone or an iPhone.
Yeah, it's just so out of date. Like they just need to kill it. Like I'm sorry, but the iPod. No, I don't see people rushing out there to buy iPod touches.
I feel like if you were in the market for wanting one, you would probably get an iPad.
Yeah,
Probably.
exactly.
Yeah, an iPad Mini. You spend the money and get an iPad Mini, and you can do the same thing you can do on there. I'm just gonna see if you can actually pick it up from an Apple store. You can. I can pick it up tomorrow at the Apple store in Bellevue.
That is actually surprising.
Or I can get it delivered tomorrow for $9.
Oh Jesus.
$59 for Apple Care.
Anything to say?
And it comes with 32 gigabytes.
32
gigabytes.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Oh man. This reminds me of all of the horrible interactions with iTunes I had over the years, back when that was like the only thing you could do to get this thing like up and running and transferring songs and everything. No, I'm glad they're ditching iTunes. Yay! Hey, Roy.
Well, they ditched iTunes. But it's still called Apple Music. It's the same thing. They just renamed it.
Isn't it still iTunes on Windows? It's been
your audio is like way off. Something's wrong with your audio. Like it's all fuzzy. Can't hear you now.
It's like someone's dropping a bunch of rice in the background.
Yeah.
Is that any better?
That's a little better.
There's not as much like background.
Welcome to Before the Show, Roy. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate your
Thank you.
Your support today. So now that everybody's here, now you may show it off, Tim.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Zoe made this Sunday. She was like, hey, she told me what she wanted to do. And I'm like, that's a great idea. So she did it. She painted a Gooply logo for us for our background.
Look at the cleanness of that. Like it's so perfect. That G looks almost exactly like the Gooply logo.
Yeah.
G. So she painted this. I don't know how it didn't. She didn't spend too long on it. Like it was pretty quick. Like she told me what she wanted to do, and I was like, do it. And it was like maybe.
We should hire her to do it
Less
for
than an
all
hour.
of us, and then we can all have it behind our.
Agreed.
We can all have a Gooply.
She's gonna paint on the other side, Morning Brew logo.
Oh,
so you just flip it over.
Yeah. She also painted a Kraken's logo and a Seahawks. So depending on the sporting event, actually, I think we're gonna put these on our door, on our like front door of our apartment. So depending on what's going on sport wise.
Don't put the Gooply one out there. Somebody might steal it.
No, this is going in the safe. This is going
free advertisement.
One of a kind.
Someone steals it, just has it in their house. It's like, yeah, it's still the Gooply logo. What's Gooply? It's like, okay.
If you steal the Gooply logo from us, tweet at us. Tweet it at us. And we'll get you a t-shirt or something.
Oh, man.
Oh my god, that's awesome though. She did a really good job on it.
It looks great.
I put ice in my water this morning. I didn't drink much out of it today, unfortunately, but I put ice in my water and it's still cold right now. I still have ice in here.
Same.
Do you guys both have the same company of water bottle? Because that one's R2D2.
Mine's a Star Wars one. Yeah, this is C3PO. I'm not sure who makes it. Cork Circle. It's made by, I think.
There's so much Star Wars action happening. Sorry, go ahead, Tim.
Hydro Flask. I covered all this. Oh, I guess I have one more logo there for it. I've covered it in stickers. If you're a company and you have stickers, reach out to me. I will gladly put more stickers.
Anyways, how's everybody doing today? Now that Roy's here, I can ask that.
Pretty
Tired.
good.
Well, I just wanted to let everybody know 75 days till Christmas.
I got my Christmas tree ready. It's
I hate
all
you
lit
all.
up.
Oh, I didn't see you guys. I didn't see you guys since I went to. Hold on a minute.
Oh man,
Oh,
we should have a game where you need to count the number of Star Wars things. I see Darth Vader, and is that a stormtrooper underneath in the black part of his
No, it's-
shelf? Is that a Yoda?
He has a Yoda there next to his Yoda's shoes.
Yeah, I have a Yoda there. So I told you I went to that sketchy parking lot. I found this sketchy Instagram post on Facebook Marketplace that they were selling pop Funko Pops. And so anyways, we were looking for one for my wife that from the Scream, the ghost face one, and we weren't able to find it there, but we found a whole bunch of other ones. I got Back to the
Nice.
Future,
Ooh.
Emmett Brown. I got 11 from Stranger Things
With
the
Eggos.
with Eggos, obviously
Nice.
because of my dog, who is named after Stranger Things. I got Marty from Back to the Future,
Nice.
which is kind of cool. And then I got the best one yet, Chewy Christmas.
Nice.
He's so cute.
My wife found this one, which was really good because I'm a really big Chewy fan, and I'm also a really fan of Christmas because, well, you get new shoes at Christmas time. So in our family,
I was gonna say
So-
because you don't work retail.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't work retail anymore. But anyways, yeah. So anyways, it was it was interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, you walk up there, they had like, again, it's a sketchy parking lot in an office building area off the main street. So like there's a lot of trees and everything around. I was like, I'm kind of scared. But we got there and then we went into the parking lot there, and then they had a whole bunch of like rolling carts with Funko Pops on there, and then they had a bunch of Funko Pops in like boxes and stuff like that they couldn't fit on there. And it looked like at one point they had them like organized, like, movie, television, all the areas. Like they had a Harry Potter one, they had a Stranger Things one box, but some of them were kind of all mixed around. They had pretty much have been gone through quite a bit, but they were 3 for $20, so that made it about
Oh, wow.
a little over $6 each. So yeah. So anyways, that's what we did.
Do you know if they're going to come back at any point? Because it sounded like they were just
Next
like,
year. Next year, they
Oh.
said.
Okay.
Yeah. So it didn't say that they were coming back this year, but yeah, I guess we'll kind of see. Anyways, but I did survive it, and we didn't get the one that we wanted, but my wife got some other ones. She got some other horror ones and a Harry Potter one, so for her office. So yeah. So anyways, excited for that, and yeah, to get those up. So
Okay.
not
I went
everybody
to-
speak at once.
I went to hang out with some friends, and I have a friend who's like super, super into pops. So when you described this, I didn't know it was going to be for something that repeats, something that they're going to have next year. So I'll have to tell him. I thought you had just like found it randomly, and it was some like garage
did.
sale style thing.
No, I found it on Facebook Marketplace. There was a picture of it, and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, A, we're gonna go there and get murdered, or B, they're gonna go there and they're gonna have a bunch of Funko Pops. You know, I
like
don't know.
The picture that you sent didn't give it justice because it looked like it was in some random parking lot, like in the back of a parking lot with a bunch of metal.
It's like an
shelves
office
with Pop
complex.
Stacks on it.
Yeah, it's out in a parking lot in an empty parking lot that's away from the main strip where or the main road.
Totally not sketch.
There. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I just put the address into Google and it took us there. I got a little more
Did it
scared.
ask you,
once.
are you sure you want to go there?
It didn't say that. It didn't say that. But this is, if anybody knows Federal Way, people who aren't familiar with here, Federal Way is pretty sketch. Like people get shot, killed, and murdered there. So the fact that we made it in and out alive, and actually even on that street, like there was somebody murdered a few months ago. Like somebody knocked on this person's door and they shot him right in the head. So like it's pretty sketch in that area.
I don't know if anybody remembers, but back when the iPhone 4S launched, and that was the first version with Siri, you could ask it where to hide the body, and it would give
Dead
you
bodies, yeah.
directions.
It would give you
That parking lot is where it used to send people.
Oh,
probably. You used to be able to ask that, and she would give you like swamps, ditches, like. I mean, it was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. They quickly removed
and not quickly. It was out actually for a few years before.
Was it? I thought it was only a few months.
No, it was out for a couple of years before. And now I think if you ask her, she says, "I used to know the answer to that."
Where do I hide the body?
Siri was on our side for a little bit.
I really couldn't say.
Do you guys remember Microsoft Tay?
Yes.
No.
No. So Microsoft Tay was a project by Microsoft where they created a Twitter bot that was supposed to be intelligent to where it would, correct me if I'm wrong, but it would collect information that it read online.
This is the one that the internet broke because like it learned how to be an asshole because the internet sucks so bad, right?
Yes. It was like it put it online and it was supposed to be like a 16-year-old bot, and it was like, "Hello, I'm Tay." And then literally a few hours later, she started tweeting out racial slurs, very offensive tweets, and just like some pretty horrible things. And then it got so bad. Go ahead.
You know, I was gonna say basically this whole project proved why the human race deserves to be wiped out.
This one digital girl, 16-year-old bot.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It got to a point where Microsoft had to shut it down and try and keep it PG, and then
it only lasted like a couple of weeks, right, before they finally like took it 100% offline.
Yeah, and
like,
then I
think we messed it up fast.
Yeah, I think it was like free tweeting for a couple days, and then Microsoft was just like, cut it. And then they cut it, and then they were trying to fix it so they stopped it from tweeting, and they deleted all the tweets, and they tried to fix it, but then I think they just gave up on it and was like, they canceled the whole project because it was just like, it was bad. If you look up, you can find screenshots of the tweets. They're really bad.
Oh my gosh. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like we knew what Twitter was at that time, right? Like we knew how awful it was, or was this before?
This was like back in what, like 2012, 2013. It was like the early 10s.
Yeah. It was
So
Okay.
Twitter was still fairly new.
2016. It launched on March
was it
23rd,
2016?
2016. That was I remember this because it was the offensive year.
Okay, there's no excuse.
I
I mean, if
thought-
you launch on Twitter in 2016,
For some reason, I thought it was like 5 years earlier than that. But okay,
no, yeah, if
my
it was like
perception of time is just gone.
if it was early 2010s, Twitter was innocent-ish back then. People hadn't really flocked to it yet, and all the controversy hadn't really started. But 2016, I mean, that's right in the heartland of cesspool Twitter. And now we know when Google releases its artificial intelligence that can just have a natural conversation with you. Maybe they won't release it onto Twitter. First thing, they'll give it some time to like mature a little bit, because I mean the internet consumed that first one.
And that was just a preview. They haven't really launched it yet, and it'll be interesting to see if they do launch it after everything that's going on with AI right now.
AI.
There was that Google AI where they had like 3 AI bots and they told the 2 to talk to each other without the other one listening in, and then they created like their own secret language that the third computer couldn't decipher, and neither could the programmers. I'm like, we need to shut this down. This isn't good.
Oh my gosh.
Like, do you remember the? I think we've talked about it before, but the at Google I/O, I think it was I/O 2017, to where you could ask your phone to schedule you a haircut, and then it would call a hair salon.
Never
and
came out though. It never came
did.
to life.
It did, but it's not as good as they showed in the video. I tried it once. I was able to. It's only for select places, but in Seattle, I asked it to make a reservation for me at a restaurant in Seattle for a table of 2, and it was like, pick your time, and I picked the time, and then it was like, okay, and then maybe half an hour later, I got a notification saying you're all good to go.
McDonald's.
And then I told it, I'm like, can you cancel it for me? And it was like, okay. And then maybe 45 minutes later, I got a notification saying your reservation has been canceled. It's like, interesting. I wanted to know what it was like on the other end of that phone call
It
conversation.
was really just some intern that was in charge of taking everybody.
Yeah, probably.
They showed a video of it.
There's probably an intern back at Google headquarters here in Kirkland that went, "Oh, we got one. I got a call."
There was a more sad video that they released that was pretty much more how it actually works, and it was like the person answered, and it was like, "Hello, I'm a bot from Google. I'm gonna help make a reservation for this person." It was like,
It would be funny. So it's gonna be funny because the business that you called to make the reservation, the lady, or the same person, whoever it was that took the order, probably got that message that says I'm a bot, and then like 2 minutes later, it calls back to cancel.
I'm never doing this again.
I hate Google.
They probably just blacklisted the phone number that says, "Don't answer from this number no more." They call.
That hostess became a lifelong iPhone user that day.
Yeah,
At
probably.
least Apple doesn't try to
Probably.
do this crap.
Yeah. Apple just integrates into the app itself and makes a reservation for you. So
And they actually work with you and interact with you and like bring you in, rather than Google just being like, maybe if we just send calls to the businesses, it'll work itself out. We'll just say it's in beta.
Because I couldn't do it at every restaurant. I've tried to do it at a few, and it's only like maybe 50 restaurants in Seattle actually had it available. Something like that.
Less now.
Oh, yeah, probably now.
yeah,
It's 3.
that restaurant that you did probably went, "Hey, we gotta cancel that contract with Google."
They're probably all excited, like, "Oh, we got our first bot reservation. We're gonna tell everybody." And then 5 minutes later,
Oh god.
Maybe they use the same program language as Tay, and it just Tay just starts screaming at them.
I actually hope so.
Yeah. What else did I have for you guys? Oh, so is there anything that you guys wanted to ask me? Okay, I guess not. Never mind.
What's
Is there
your shoe
anything
size?
you want us to ask you?
Nothing. No, I just was listening to before the show last week, and
Wait a minute. What's this? Right. Yes. Good. Good. Matt, what did you do to get 86th? From that restaurant that I apparently didn't write down.
Cowgirls Inc.
Cowgirls Inc. Please.
I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
That was very anticlimactic.
So anticlimactic.
So I used to work in radio back in the day, and so we used to do events for like the radio station. Go out there and do promotional events and stuff like that, and you get a lot of free drinks when you do that. And I had a little one too many drinks. Don't really remember what happens. There was a YouTube video though that went live afterwards. And
Can we still find said
it's
video?
no longer on there. It's no longer on there. So you won't find it. But yeah, it was I remember waking up because I lived in Belltown at the time. Right on Western Avenue, and I remember somehow getting home. I'm assuming I walked. Really surprised that I didn't get hit by a car that night, but yes, I made it home. And I woke up to like 15 voicemails from the station asking to come into the office. And so I sat down in front of the general manager of the radio station and yeah, never allowed back ever again. Probably still have my picture and my name up there at the front door. So I won't. I know what happened because I did see the video, but I'm not going to explain what happened. But I just will tell you that I don't drink anymore, and I do drink sometimes, but I don't drink I won't drink excessively, and there's a reason for that, and usually because it's bad things happen, and not bad things like I do crazy things. It's bad things. Like for example, one time we were at Ocean Shores with some friends, and I was obsessed with this remote that said "one for all." Like it was one of those universal remotes, and on it said "one for all," and like I was just sitting there laughing hysterically, and then somehow I ended up inside the entertainment center, this little small like entertainment center from like IKEA or Fred Meyer or something, and literally I ended up crawling into it trying to get myself into it. I think I ended up breaking it actually. It was pretty bad. So
I imagine you
feel like
trying to
Matt's
be
a
one of
fun
the
drunk.
devices. Right? Gooply trip to Cowgirls Inc.
No.
We'll put one of those fake mustaches on Matt. Like
I mean, I look a lot different. I look a lot different than I did then, but I'm
And you'll
sure
be
they
wearing
still
a
have my
mask.
name. I'm sure they still have my name on the list. They're gonna go, "Oh no, we know you. Nice try." So unless you can get me a fake ID, and
So
Fake
what
ID
you're
and
saying is if I
everything.
can get you a fake ID, you'll go.
no, I will not.
I mean,
No.
we have it. We could literally replay that. So
No, I'm good.
fair enough.
Good.
Will you tell us what
So-
happened off the show?
Maybe.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe
Maybe.
it's good. And with that,
Anyways,
should we move into the show proper?
sure. Sounds like a good plan. Let me see if I remember how to do this. I'm doing things differently because I put put the show up here now, so I can have the whole screen down here for dedicated things. So let's see.
And we haven't had any technical difficulties so far.
Not yet.
Well, thanks. You jinxed it.
You're right. I shouldn't have said anything.
Anyways, all right, here we go.
Android and iPhone users, welcome. BlackBerry and Windows Phone users, these phones don't even support podcasting, bro. The podcast going beyond the headlines. This is the GooplyCast. Here's your host, Matthew Carter.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GooplyCast. We're live right now on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. If you can't make our live show, we have an audio-only version, and you can find that on all of your favorite Android and iOS podcasting apps. With us tonight is custom domain champion Matt Evans. Hey, Matt.
Greetings.
Also joining us is product red aficionado Roy Sapinski. Wow,
He's rocking them both. He's rocking them both tonight.
The case and
How
the band.
can I
That's
not?
fantastic. We also have host of Cooking with Tim, Chef Tim Van Claveren. Hey, Tim.
Hello.
And out tonight, enjoying his night off, is executive gamer Joseph Meacham. Hope he's having fun. So tonight, we will be discussing the ginormous Twitch leak and then the ginormous emotional Windows 11 release. Which one would you guys like to get started with most?
I think we should start off with the Twitch.
Twitch streamers get paid? I'm just learning about this now.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Stunned.
You don't mean they don't play video games for free?
No.
So, in another Discord chat that I'm in with some people that I used to work with, the morning that this leak happened, one of the guys, he posted a screenshot of how much some of these streamers earn. I mean, I'm looking at a payout of almost 800 grand a month. 362 grand, 213, 210, 164, 141. I mean, half of this list that I'm looking at has over 100K a month. The rest of them have mostly over 50K a month. And he was kind of going on and on about like these, they're getting paid so much, blah, blah, blah. This is absurd. I can't believe that, people contribute to these streamers. And I had to point out to him before anybody gets all up in arms about how much these people make, that this money is not all going into their pocket. The people who have these professional Twitch streams, they have business expenses. This is their business. This is their job. They have expenses. Some of them have a crew to pay, people, that's on staff that they're paying. It has to get reinvested back into their business so they can continue to have a sustainable business model to bring money in. And I know that some of these streamers also donate some of their money to charity as well. So this is not a take-home pay that they're getting paid out in these six figures in a month. There was a who was it? Somebody did a YouTube video like on MKBHD and how much money he generates. And they had to point out
he has a whole crew, just like you mentioned.
Exactly.
Like he has
they had to point out how much goes into expenses.
Yeah. He has a whole studio channel now. You should actually check it out. He has a
I've been meaning to
video in his studio, and it's everything I want Gooply to be. Like literally, everybody has it's a wide open workstation. Everybody has it. All the offices are basically used for set designs when they are shooting videos and stuff like that. They'll set up a set, and they have a room for props that they put all the props in there and stuff like that. They have a device room where they keep all their devices that they get. They have like an equipment room where they keep all the equipment. So yeah, a lot of them do. And MK BHD is studio tour is amazing, so you should check it out.
So let's not pretend that this is a take home pay amount for these streamers. They have expenses, and it's going to take up, if they're smart, a good chunk of that money.
Now, I should let everybody know that we do not make that type of money.
We make way less. Way less.
Yeah.
Any
we
support
all donate our
you show us
time
is
here.
So appreciated.
Yes.
Not only that, but these are people who have found a way to turn their passion into a business model, and props to them. You know.
Yeah.
And people choose to subscribe. So this isn't like some weird capitalist venture. These are people like you and me that enjoy watching this content, and we choose to subscribe or tip by bits to these people through Twitch's business model, because we enjoy their content. It's not like the local grocery store that decides they're going to jack up prices because they want a better profit margin. These guys aren't doing anything other than churning out good content that draw people to. You know, it's entertainment. They're generating the money because we enjoy watching them. I am not mad at all. Even if the take-home pay for these people was as high as it was, I wouldn't be mad one bit, because we choose to give them their money because of the entertainment they provide to us. It's not like they're scamming us, because they're not.
And I'm I don't know if any of you have ever tried to Twitch stream before, but it's difficult. Like, I've tried when I was in high school. I tried to become big on Twitch because I didn't want to go to college, and I wanted the big money. I wanted the big Twitch streamer money. So I'm like, oh, I can sit and play video games for a few hours on front of a camera and be funny like PewDiePie. Sure. And I tried, and it's difficult. It's not fun. It was miserable. So, yeah.
And
oh, go ahead.
It's like anything that. So, Roy, you're talking about like the top maybe 10% of streamers or something. They're still.
I'm sure it's much smaller than the top 10%.
Maybe the top.
Think about how many people. First of all, a lot of people stream on Twitch, and you have to stream and have so many followers on a regular basis in order to even become affiliate of Twitch, in order to start generating money. And it's hard to get to that point. Like, you have to work hard for that point. And I know a couple people who've gotten to that point, and the amount of money that they invest into their Twitch stream to get to that point, and then to stay even somewhat competitive to generate any sort of money is a lot. I mean, like, you're investing in your stream deck, you're investing in your PC or whatever you're using to stream from. You know, you got to have the capture cards, you got to have the latest hardware, because you don't want your computer to hiccup or anything like that, because that's going to ruin your stream quality. You got to have the right cams, green screens. I mean, you have to be able to engage your audience. So you got to be able to play the game and engage at the same time. I mean, it is a job. It's a full-time job and an investment. So people need to keep that in mind.
And you're looking at the best of the best doing it. It's like a Venus or Serena Williams of streaming, or like a Russell Wilson of Twitch streaming. Like, the people who have gone from whatever beginning they had, invested in learning how to juggle all of these technologies and like the performance art of being a streamer, juggling all of that and like responding to their audience. And they're not only being rewarded by Twitch, but by their audience for sticking with it and figuring it out and finding a way to be entertaining, because that's what they are. They're entertainers. They entertain people. They entertain us. They spend their time doing it. They have incredible streams, great quality. They invest in all of that technology and like all of the little side shows that they do, gathering other streamers together, doing different promotions. There's no reason why they shouldn't be paid whatever we think they're worth. So I think it's kind of really surprising that people don't seem to get that they can make any extreme amount as long as people are willing to pay. And which is nothing compared to someone like MKBHD or some other like YouTube content providers that get Google money and get merch deals and get like brand partnerships and sponsorships.
Well, let's not forget that this is just what they're getting paid out by Twitch. Some of these people do have merch. Some of these people do have Patreon. They have other ways to get money. If you want to be disgusted about anything, it's if they're getting paid that much, what's Twitch's cut?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Twitch isn't allowing them to talk about how much they're making either, which is another thing, because there are a lot of streamers who would be completely open and transparent with how much they're making or where their money has come from, where their income streams are being gathered from. But Twitch is like, well, we contractually say that you cannot discuss how much you're making. So there's a lot of streamers who are like,
Well,
it shouldn't be a surprise, guys. I kind of have been communicating.
And I think
to you how much I have.
I think it might be in a negotiation thing too, like how popular people are, you know? And so I don't think everybody is the same, but I would say on the high scale, it's probably like 30% to it could be, you know, some of them could be a lot less, like, you know, 15%, I would say on the low end, but I would say it ranges probably from 15 to 30%.
I guarantee that one that's making over 700K, at least 200,000 of that goes to Twitch a month, at least. Or they're getting 200,000 cut. So this person's probably bringing closer to, you know, a revenue wise, $1 million a month. But Twitch is taking at least 200 grand off of the top, and then they're left with like the 700 and something.
And how much are the subs? Because that's the primary way that money is transferred from audience members to Twitch streamers, right?
Doesn't it vary from streamer to streamer? I want to say like you can. There's different tiers of subscription. I literally only use my one Prime subscription a month, and I give it to one of my buddies. I just like re-up the sub every single month for him. I want to say it's like $10 or $20 for a basic subscription.
Mm-hmm. And we're like I was saying, we're at like really the early days of Twitch, and I feel like as it gets more and more proven to be a moneymaker and a good advertising partner, that we'll see people make more and more money off of it, because Twitch keeps having to adjust their like moral terms of service to deal with the constant influx of people to Twitch. Like they're still growing and there's still a bunch of money being poured into Twitch. So it's not just going to stop anybody from making more money, but I think it's good that now we've had that like shock moment about how much people can make streaming, because we had it in video games where like competitive gamers made a decent amount of money, and then they started making more and more with tournaments and brand deals, and then there were teams that formed, and then teams became advertising platforms. So I feel like as Twitch becomes a more mature platform, I feel like we'll just continue to see people make more and more money, and it'll be more normalized, kind of like how YouTube is now. Nobody like bats an eye that YouTubers make a ton of money. PewDiePie is a thing.
Yeah. Well, and YouTube makes a lot, you know, and the same thing with like some of these competitors that are on Twitch, you know, they also make money on YouTube as well, you know, with publishing videos. And, you know, it's been a lot harder for, you know, YouTube, you know, people now, especially since they changed the rules for what you can do and how many subscribers you have to get monetization, you know. And you have to stay within that limit, so you have to keep creating content, you know. We used to make money off of a lot of our videos, and then eventually it stopped because they changed the rules of it. Didn't grandfather everybody in. So
Roy is frozen on the screen right now. I don't know if Roy, can you hear us? Oh, sounds like he's being put through cheese grater right now.
Tonight's show is brought to you by, say it, Tim.
Frontier. Ever want to lose your connection?
Not Frontier. It's, what is it?
Ziply Fiber.
Don't you have your little thing? Your little card?
That was
I
me.
shredded it.
Oh no, that's right. It was shredded. Oh,
shredded.
Yeah, he partly shredded it and then he pulled it back out so he could have he could have lots of time shredding it. Like it's
It
like
makes me-
torturing. It's like
I-
torturing the piece
I
of paper.
sent that, and then I'm like, man, that makes me sound like a serial killer right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. So Tim had this advertisement for Ziply Fiber, and I don't like. He doesn't have Ziply Fiber now. He had it once, like a long time ago, when it was called Frontier. Yet he still likes to punish them for being Frontier and Verizon and everything, and so literally he got this thing in the mail, and then he started to shred it and then pulled it back out, and so yeah.
Tim,
Anyways.
should we get the president of Ziply Fiber on the podcast so that you can have a discussion with him?
I would love that. He probably wouldn't know how to log in to Zoom or log in. He'd be like, "How do I use this computer? My router's not working. I wonder why."
One-on-one with in the morning brew, we could do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So back to the Twitch. So 3 years worth of details for the creators was, including their payouts, was released.
Payment that goes back to 2019.
Yeah. So here's the other thing too. The entire source code, which if you don't know what a source code is, basically the programming language and the code for their website, mobile app, and video game consoles, for Twitch client, was all released as well, which I think is, that's
It was like
sad that they don't.
everything that made up Twitch got leaked. Like the
you could
platform code.
literally take that. You could literally take that source code and make a Twitch clone, essentially.
And that was what
mobile
the
app,
hacker
desktop
who
app,
released it
everything.
said. Was like, we're releasing this because Twitch isn't a good platform anymore, and we want to foster competition. Though I'm pretty sure you could make a better Twitch clone without using Twitch code, but hey, that's just me.
Yeah. Also released was code related to the SDK and internal ASW services that is used by Twitch. The interesting thing, here also released was a unreleased stream competitor from Amazon Game Studios.
Codename Vapor. So Twitch was going to do their own competitor to Steam, some kind of gaming platform, and they had a chat service to go along with it too, called Vaporware. I think that was the code name for it. Very, very interesting, because Amazon has been trying to get their Amazon Game Studios thing started. So seeing that they would try and tackle digital video game sales is super interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It'll be interesting to see if they still launch it, or if it was something that was dead in the making, because there's because they don't throw stuff away. There's a big vault that they store everything in for unplanned. I'd like to go to the Microsoft campus or Amazon or Apple and find out all those products that never made it to life. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they still release it or whatnot. And then data based on Twitch properties. So they basically released everything, reset people's passwords, stuff like that. And then Twitch internal security tools, which is probably stuff that they use to catch spammers, and probably some of their bots that are used to catch people who are spamming other channels and stuff like that, is my guess. But yeah, so it's interesting to say though that they did confirm the hack, but they also said it was due to it was due to an error in the Twitch server configuration, and basically allowed malware from a third party. So they have no indication that login credentials have been exposed, but they did reset passwords later on because I got a password reset for mine.
I've seen conflicting reports on that. So like Twitch states that no password information was exposed. I've seen some reports that passwords are kind of available, but in an encrypted form. So something
they wrote out of abundance of caution, we have reset all stream keys, and then they also did the same thing with login credentials, I think, because I got a password reset. And they're still recommending that you change your password and enable two-factor authentication as well. I mean, which if you don't have two-factor authentication by now, what is wrong with you? Like,
seriously.
I mean, like you deserve to get hacked if you don't have two-factor authentication.
I don't understand companies that don't have two-factor authentication available to begin with.
Yeah, it is absolutely necessary. It's like, and for the most part, a lot of companies require you to, like, if you call in to do support or stuff like that, you call in to do your banking or whatever, they require you to send out a text code where you have to basically give them a code and they type it in and verify that was you.
Mm-hmm. One of those.
Matt, are you frozen?
Am I frozen? Can you guys hear me?
Frozen on the. We can hear you. We can. Okay. You're frozen with a smile on the screen.
He's not frozen.
He's not frozen for me.
Oh wow.
Am I working on Matt's screen now, or are the Matt's interchanging motion here? What's going on?
No, I don't know. You're just frozen on mine.
Well, I'll reset just to make sure.
He's not frozen on YouTube either.
Oh.
Huh. It must be just me. Don't worry about it then. All good.
Fair enough.
You got a big smile on your face and you're frozen with it. So it's just like
there are worse poses he could have.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So anyways, all right. Anything else left on the Twitter, or excuse me, this
Twitch hack?
Twitch hack.
I think at this point, after this happening, right after Facebook being down for a day, which was right after a bunch of information getting leaked from Facebook, I have zero hope for any of these big companies keeping data safe. Don't
forget
Twitch.
T-Mobile's breached this what was it, like a month ago? I mean, there's been a lot of data breaches lately.
We've talked about that too, and we've talked about same thing with ransomware, that take over your system, the pipeline, the meat processing plants both got hit. So I think we're going to see a lot more of them, and like I said, it's just you got to protect your data, you got to protect your identity on there. Same thing as the user. You need to enable two-factor authentication if you don't have it. And if they offer it, then you should do it. 1Password, which I strongly recommend everybody download, is an excellent password manager, and it also allows you to do two-factor authentication to any of the providers that author or allow it, and let you use it. And it'll give you a list of it, and it'll say two-factor authentication is available with this service.
It'll give you a warning.
And you should definitely check it out. So,
absolutely.
Hackers I think LastPass and some of the other ones do it too. So, but I'm a big fan of 1Password. So,
we live in a time where hackers are just as capable as the people making the platform, and are really, really, really motivated to, like the hacker that was releasing all this Twitch stuff, make some kind of statement, or just to see if they can. And it'll only. Well, I mean, hopefully Windows 11 will save us and be like this walled garden preventing that kind of stuff where we feel really safe and comfortable. But other than that, it's just
nice segue.
Going to get worse. Yes.
So I was talking to Tim before the show, and he was showing off his new work laptop. And I think I just need to mention this on the stream, because we did not talk about it before the show. But he has a Mac OS background on his Windows machine. I think that is not a true Windows fan.
Which
I just
Mac
want to
OS
call
background?
out. I think it's
Is it the one with that blue flower curtain?
No.
Oh no, it's
there
that
it
one.
is.
Is that Big Sur?
That's from Big Sur. Yeah.
Yeah, that is Big Sur.
So he likes Windows 11. He uses a Mac OS background. All I'm really hearing is that Tim doesn't realize that he loves Mac OS.
He does. He shouldn't hide it anymore. And I don't think that Windows should be sending him a sweater or
Bill
allowing
Gates is
him
going to
to
come
buy
to your
a
house
sweater
personally and
this
take
year. Yeah.
No.
He's going to send like the Windows ninjas to steal your.
Yeah,
Your,
they're gonna come.
sweatshirt.
They're gonna come break in. They got a black outfit on with the Windows 11 logo on there and nunchucks and everything, and they're
No,
just gonna.
it's a blue logo and it looks like the blue screen of death.
There you go. Yeah. Yes. That is it.
They're just going to error 404 you.
I'm gonna hide my Microsoft ergonomic mouse.
Oh well, I
They're
mean
gonna
that's not even the.
They're gonna
recycled
take that
plastic one.
too. Yeah, that's not even recycled plastic. You need to get.
Do you even
they're
care
gonna,
about the
they're gonna
environment?
they're gonna take that. They're gonna take that and leave the plastic mouse with you.
No.
Tim, have
Do
you
you not
used
care
a
about the
better mouse
environment?
than that Microsoft mouse? Why do you
I
have that
have-
one over all the others?
Because I took it from work.
Oh my gosh!
I also have a Logitech ergonomic mouse. I use this mouse for most of my everyday browsing. This mouse is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually pretty comfortable. A mouse. It's just overpriced. I don't recommend anyone buy it because also these Microsoft ergonomic mouses. What's nice about the Logitech is they use the Logitech unifying software. So if you lose the dongle, you can get yourself another dongle and you're safe. These Microsoft ergonomic, they don't. These if you lose this, you're screwed. You cannot sync this up with anything else. Even if you have the $200 keyboard and mouse combo and you lose this, it's paperweight. You can't do anything with it. I've had to throw away so many of those because people have lost them.
That's why you use a Logitech MX Master 3.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you get
MX Master
Logitech.
3 with Bluetooth technology, and then you don't have to worry about that little dongle thing.
I agree. I agree.
And
I like
you get the MX Master 3 keyboard to go with it. So basically, at $200, you put it both together.
Or you can spend.
They
$25
also
for the recycled plastic mouse.
So you could do that too. But so I have to give a shout out to Logitech right now, and it's a love-hate shout out. So they released a new version of the Logitech MX Master keys, which is what I have, but they call it the Mini, which basically takes off the 10 key. Basically, so you just have the basic keyboard configuration, but it's the same exact price as the one with the full price one with the full size keyboard.
Fail.
Robbery.
I know. I was really sad because I'm like, oh, I just get another one. It'll probably be like $60, $70, $80 or something like that. Nope, it's $100. I was like, damn. So, anyways, all right, back to Windows 11. Now that we went off on our little spiel
A tangerine
With-
tangent.
with Major Nelson there, who's turned into a cat.
He has some thoughts on Windows 11. He's been test driving it for the last week, and I think he has some very valid points.
Did he shed a tear like it was part of the family?
He's not even speaking because he's so
Yeah.
emotional about it. He doesn't even know where to begin. He's just
Cat's
like-
got his tongue.
Yeah, he's just
Tim's
like,
holding up. If you're listening to the podcast, Tim is holding up his cat, who's called Nelson.
"Okay."
Roy's joke. Sorry.
Wait, you didn't like it?
I'm having a better night because of it. How about
Thank
that?
you. Thank you. I'm glad I could improve your night.
All right. So who's all downloaded Windows 11 here? And
Yeah,
is
I'm not
running
going to try
today?
it for like a year and a half. I'm
Can
not
you
going to
run it?
download. I could run it on probably both my desktop and my laptop. Windows
Lucky.
keeps like intrusively telling me that I can upgrade to Windows 11, even though I haven't even asked or inquired about it whatsoever.
Lucky.
You can't?
No, my computer's too old.
I hit
it's
software
8 years
update and
old.
it won't give me Windows 11. It keeps telling me
Yeah.
update for Mac OS.
Yeah, my computer is too old for it. So, I am on Windows 10 for the next 4 years until Windows 10 ends support, and then I'm probably gonna dance my way over to Linux, and I will be a full-on Linux user.
Did you hear that, Roy? We have 4 years to convert them over to Mac OS.
I like how that's what you heard.
That's what I had.
Well, Microsoft's upgrade for Windows 11 is like really, really stringent. When they were talking about it, it sounded like either get a new computer with Windows or
there's
luck
already
upgrade.
there's already workarounds out there though.
But
So
you don't get the
can
security.
How old is your computer, Tim?
you
8
do
years.
you do so you can. Yeah, that's the other thing, Tim. I think you just need to upgrade your computer. But
No,
like,
Never.
see, this is what Tim does. He buys things and never upgrades stuff. He's got
'Cause
an
they
old
work.
phone.
He's
Got an old phone. He's got an old Mac Mini. He's got an
but
old
to be
MacBook
fair,
Pro.
Windows
work.
10 worked on everything. Like you could run Windows 10 on like a Core 2 Duo from like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2005 or something.
So supposedly you can still run Windows 11 on your machine. You can still get security updates. You just have to accept that you're gonna expect problems if you run it. So I think you should just give it a try, Tim.
It's gonna not run. They told me no security updates. This is the first I'm hearing about security updates.
Well, no, I think you can. I think you can just like run at your own risk and
they lie all the time about their product updates.
True. I
The
mean, what's the
Xbox
difference
can't come with the
between-
Kinect. They're not going to support Windows 7 at a certain
True.
point, and they just kept supporting it for forever. They're like,
They're gonna
Windows 8
realize-
is the best Windows ever, and then they didn't even make a Windows 9. We went straight to 10. Whatever.
True. I'm gonna give it 6 months, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, we're extended. We're so happy that everyone loves Windows 11 on their home computers. We're just so emotional and just filled with joy on it. And guess what? We want everyone to experience the same emotion that Windows 11 users are experiencing right now. So I'm proud
here
to
it
announce
is.
today that everyone's gonna be allowed to install Windows 11 with full support.
here it is. Your article from Microsoft. Microsoft won't stop you from installing Windows 11 on older PCs.
Except they will
The
if they don't allow
the
security.
easiest way to install Windows 7 on unsupported CPUs. Let's see. Trying to read through here and see. Microsoft reached out.
Well, so right now, if you want to say upgrade from Windows 7 or 8 to Windows 10, you can go to the Microsoft website. They have a tool that you can download that will update your computer to like Windows 10. I think it's just called the Microsoft Download Tool. I would imagine that that's been extended to work with Windows 11, or that maybe they've created some new upgrade tool, unless you really have to go around and use a backdoor to get Windows 11 installed on your machine.
I mean, it doesn't say exactly how to do it, but it does say that you can do it. Okay, so Microsoft has updated its PC health check app to provide clarity on whether you can upgrade or not. The new Microsoft checker will let Windows users know if they support which is much better than the unsupported, which was released in June. Blah blah blah. This thing basically says you can do it, but then says you can't. It doesn't say the workaround around it. But anyways, I guess I wouldn't recommend it if you don't do it. But oh, there you go. See,
Womp womp. Womp womp womp.
so just get a new processor, Tim.
No.
Could you read what was
mean-
on the screen? Because I missed it because I was looking up Windows 11.
Well, it said his processor was there, and then he doesn't have TPM 2.0.
Because it's not
Processor isn't
supported on my
currently
motherboard.
You have a Core i5. Why is that not supported?
Apparently, they don't like i5. They don't like the 3rd generation i5s.
So bizarre.
That's why it's a 3rd generation.
Boo. It doesn't matter. It still runs. It runs everything fine. I can play literally any game I want to on low settings. It can run a 4K monitor. What more do you want, Windows? What more do you want from me? Literally.
Good
I don't know
question.
what to
I'm
do.
baffled that does not.
So do we need to start a GoFundMe campaign for Tim's new processor so that he can run Windows 11?
I'll chip in
If you
$5.
buy me a processor, it can be a business expense.
I'll chip in
because I'll
$5 too.
I'll do all the rendering.
You got $10 already, Roy. Can you chip in $5?
No pressure.
Sure.
$15.
there you go.
All right.
You got
I can-
$15. Keep going.
That's enough to buy a mask and rob a Best Buy.
Oh,
Oh, so interesting. I was in a Best Buy the other day. I tweeted out to you about the phones, or no, I shared it on our Discord chat. The cordless phones.
right.
Who the hell has cordless phones anymore?
My
Weird
business has
people.
cordless phones.
Why?
So that
Good
when
Lord.
people that we don't want to call the phone, it tells us who's calling, so we don't have to like look up at a caller ID.
You don't
just
get
don't
that on
answer.
your iPhone or your Apple phone?
Well, sure,
Or
but like
Android
if
phone?
you need to share, so does your business or any of your guys' businesses, when someone calls it, right, for like customer support or something, and it's you have to take the call. Does the one phone ring all of your guys' cell phones? Because that's what
I
we
use
have.
Teams. I use Teams, and we communicate on Teams.
Okay, like someone calls
They
into
call.
our business.
They call me. They call me on Teams.
Like, don't get me wrong, home phones and the amount of home phones that they had makes no sense. I don't know who would need that array of options, but I think there are cases where it makes sense. But Best Buy dedicated like 8 feet or something to home phones, right? It's ginormous.
That is like way too much. Way too much. I went in there. I actually went in there to buy surge protectors. Now, surge protectors have gotten hella expensive. I don't know when the last time you guys purchased a surge protector, but I needed at least 10 ports. And
Oof.
my 10 port surge protector
It's like $80.
was $30 for the cheap no name brand Best Buy brand.
See, that
If I
scares
wanted
me.
anything name brand, it would have been like almost $80-$90. And then I still had to buy an expansion cord because like the cord was like really short, and
Mhm.
I have a standing desk, so when I stand up I got to make sure it reaches. So it was like $50 with the expansion cable too. But
I'm afraid to use like to buy new surge protectors. I still have like super old ones in here that I'm using because the new ones are so expensive. It's like if what I have works, I'll just use them for less and less critical systems that I have.
until your place burns down.
Oh yeah, exactly. I have renter's insurance. It'll
So-
be fine.
It's really funny though, because my wife I have a whole box full of surge protectors, and she's like, I always tell her that I got to go buy a new surge protector, and she's like, "Why do you have to buy a new surge protector?" And I'm like, "Because that one doesn't fit my needs." Like I told her, this one was just kept falling off all the time, and I had to unplug and plug things in if I wanted to use certain things. I needed more juice on it and stuff, and so I told her I had to go out and buy a surge protector. She doesn't understand why I need a new surge protector every month.
A good surge protector that fits like where you need it to go and supports the number of things that you need it to support and like is the right shape and configuration. It's good stuff.
Well, and I like very clean cord management, and so you know, I want to make sure that it fits in the area that I have to in the spot. So, and then the other thing too is trying to be able to get all the big plugs, because they always come in with big giant plugs, you know, and you got to get them in there. So what I did is I bought 3-prong like extenders, and I plug everything into an extender, and then I plug it into the thing. So so they all fit in there. And I do have renter's insurance too, in case my place does burn down.
Nice.
Anyways. All right.
So I actually want to get back to that surge protector discussion a little bit later, because that's actually really interesting. I have some questions for you guys. But 2 things more about Windows 11. One is that there's a memory leak going on right now, where if you open Task Manager and then close it, some of the program data still remains in memory and it doesn't delete itself. So you could have that mess with the operation of your computer, and it might make it slow.
It's a first release product. Come on, what do you expect? It's
exactly
bugless.
I hope you don't. That's why I don't think upgrading to Windows 11 right now makes sense, unless you're just wanting to like try it out and have the newest thing. But I don't think your average consumer would want to upgrade.
They're busy working on the sweater. Obviously, they have to work on the sweater. Once the sweater's done, then they'll fix Windows 11.
It'll be, I bet you it'll be the Windows logo, the most personal place ever.
I want to get
tear.
it. I want to get it so I can get a picture of myself crying in it.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
What,
Roy is just sitting there shaking his head at us.
I wonder what OS they're gonna make it after this year. Last year it was
Windows 11.
I don't think it's got to be a retro. It's got to be Vista or 7. It could be 7.
Not Vista.
Windows Millennium Edition. Windows of Millennium Edition. The only operating system that was recalled.
I want a Vista one so badly.
Windows NT.
I actually like Vista.
Yeah.
Or NT. Oh, so I was actually on what was it? I think it was either Reels or it was TikTok, but somebody had a very old Windows 3.1 machine, and they booted it up, and it was like, I mean, holy cow. I mean, the first thing that I saw on there was AOL logo. American Online.
Greatest chat rooms ever.
It was funny when the big outage of YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp app. One of my tweeters, one of my followers tweeted, "Happy I still have some AOL hours left today." during the outage.
Oh my god!
Because remember, you used to get the disc.
You
used to get the disc, and you could. It eventually was a 3.5 disc, and you could put it in there and install it, and then it became a CD, and you would get like 1,100 hours of free AOL internet time.
Oh yeah, that, and what was it? Net Zero and like Juno and all those disc-based
Juno, yeah, that were free. They gave you free with ads. You had little ads up there.
I don't miss those days.
No, we're definitely better off now. Now that we have high-speed Ziply fiber.
Look at Tim. He's just... Hey, you should have Zoe do the Ziply fiber logo behind you.
It's going in the garbage.
Zoe, if you're listening, you should paint him the Ziply Fiber logo to put behind it. We could put the Gooply logo there, and then at the bottom she could just do on one side sponsored by Ziply Fiber, the other side Comcast.
I'm gonna follow Ziply Fiber just to like respond angry to their tweets.
Ziply Fiber doesn't know what they're missing. Like, if they sponsored us and then they actually started to get better and like more consistent, we could be like, actually, you know what, guys? Ziply Fiber is amazing now. It'd be the best.
I would love Ziply Fiber in my apartment so I could ditch Comcast. However, the building that I live in has an exclusive agreement with Comcast. I can't even get any other service provider. I can't get phone goes through Comcast. Internet goes through Comcast. That's all you get. Like, you don't get an option.
That's why having monopolies sucks.
I am responding.
Corner the market.
I'm responding to Ziply Fiber's tweet, just saying "boo." Go ahead and just hit reply. There we go.
Oh man,
I have replied.
And they're gonna reply Happy Halloween.
You're gonna get like 5 contractors over the next week knocking on your door asking if you want Ziply Fiber. They're gonna hunt you down.
Yeah. Reach out. Anybody from Ziply Fiber, reach out to me and I'll give you Tim's address to knock on his door every morning.
Oh damn!
Every morning.
You'll just have a Ziply truck parked outside, like whenever you look outside your window.
I'm gonna walk.
That's what
outside.
we should do. We should get like a big banner and put it outside of Tim's backyard that just says Ziply Fiber on it.
I'm gonna walk outside, and every single parking spot is gonna have a Ziply Fiber truck sitting in it, and then they're all gonna turn their cars on at the same time and start following me.
We should wrap his car in Ziply Fiber.
No,
we should go get a Ziply Fiber wrap, and then we can put his car all green with the Ziply Fiber logo on the side of it.
I will crash that car into a bridge.
We could get decals for Ziply Fiber and bumper stickers and put them all over the car. We could get a local street artist to like paint a Ziply Fiber like mural on the hood of his car so he's driving around with it everywhere.
We'll make you a Ziply Fiber fan.
Yeah.
No.
What if Ziply Fiber gave you free internet for a year? Would you take it?
Would it work?
Yes, he would. He would.
Would it actually work though?
What does it matter? It's free.
But what if I'm doing something important? My internet goes down. Like Ziply Fiber.
You switch over to your Comcast. Then you switch over to your Comcast that you pay.
No, because he ditched Comcast.
Why am I paying for it?
then what?
Can I sell the Ziply Fiber? Can I curse someone else?
No.
Free Ziply Fiber for 1 year. Would you do it?
No.
He'd rather pay for it.
How much money would you spend or save by not having Comcast for 1 year?
Well, I could use that as a negotiation tactic against Comcast. That's what I can do. I can negotiate against Comcast about it. You're like, hey,
they're not gonna care. They're gonna be like, okay, go
Comcast
to Ziply Fiber.
is gonna be like, you know what? We can one up better. We'll pay you $50 a year to have a.
That's what I'll do. I'll be like, listen, I will pay you. I don't care if it's $5 a month. I will pay you.
And they're going to be like, nope, you got to go with the Ziply.
The texter on the phone are going to be like, what is wrong with this guy? Why is he so passionate about an ISP?
Wow. Alrighty. Any last comments on the Windows 11 topic that we keep drifting away from?
Well, I mean, obviously it's so invigorating and we're so emotional about it that we can't talk about it.
except for Tim because he
All
can't
choked
have
up.
it. So
If we're gonna continue talking about Windows 11, I really am gonna have to get some tissues in here. It's gonna get really emotional.
Did you say
here you go, Tim.
tissues?
Here you go,
Tissues. Oh,
Tim. Here you go. Here you go. Right here. Right here. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. There you go.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful handoff.
Now it would be
it's
nice
got a
if you
little-
would have had one on. If you, it would have been nice if you would have had one on your side.
the stupidest trick ever. It turned out a little brown.
Wow.
All
All right.
right,
Well, so we're
guys.
done with Windows 11. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I mean, so yeah, surge protectors. Do you guys think that the home automated surge protectors are a good idea?
I'm sorry, what?
Home automated
They're-
surge protectors, smart surge protectors that you can
Smart
control
surge
from your phone.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can get a surge protector with the individual slots in the surge protector.
So, my
independent-
question, Matt, for you is, what are you going to control with it? What are you going to plug into
Everything.
it?
I don't know.
Like
All
what?
the things. Okay, so it's a slightly longer random conversation, but I want all of my video game systems plugged in so that I can turn them on and off independently. I want to like have them turn off at a specific time. I would plug in my computer so I can have that turn on. And then I don't know what else right now.
I wouldn't.
Do you
Thank
shut your
you.
computer down every night?
Not every night. Sometimes I leave it on.
Can I give
Oh,
some
I just leave
advice,
mine on.
Matt? Instead
What?
of using a smart plug for your computer, set up Wake on LAN on your computer in your BIOS, and then you can ask Alexa to turn on your computer.
Will you write a guide for that and put it on gooply.com?
You can find
That would be a no.
online.
That would
I've
be a
done it
no.
before. It's really not hard. It's just like it requires going into the BIOS, and every BIOS is different, and then it requires opening ports on your computer, and then it just makes me really want to go to bed. It's pretty easy to do. But
So
Yeah,
maybe if you up your $10, you up it to $10. Maybe he'll come over and help you. He'll come over and help you set
if
it
you
up so that he can get a
if-
new processor.
if
can
you
swing that.
are if you donate $100 or more, that is a tier in this GoFundMe. That's a tier that you can get is
Home
in-home
tech support?
tech support, home tech support,
Nice.
where I will go to your house to fix something in person. Hour limit. I'm not going to fix all your life problems, but you get 1 hour and I'll fix I'll fix whatever computer.
Oh my god. And do you guys daisy chain surge protectors? Like have
Nope.
one surge protector plugged into
Nope.
another
That's
surge
too
protector?
That
I
is
used
that
to.
is a fire hazard.
I-
That is a
I-
fire hazard.
I did that
Mm.
when I was in elementary school, and I knew nothing better with my old like surge protectors that had like electrical tape on them, and I now like no. I was a dangerous child.
You should also replace your surge protectors every 5 years.
Oh,
So if you have a
that's
surge
stupid.
protector over than 5 years, you should replace it because they generally get old and fail, and you don't
Good
want
thing
The
I've got
nostalgia
Windows
I have for my
insurance.
1980s surge protector is so big.
The light in mine
The-
is already dead.
Oh my god. Okay. I've tortured you guys long enough with surge protector shenanigans.
How's your
Anything.
cord management?
My cord management right now is bad because I'm still working on like figuring out my space, but normally I would be zip tying cables to hide them behind like shelves and like curving them along the backs of stuff. But right now it's
We should
right now
we
you wanna
should
see it.
what we should all do is we should go over to everybody's house. I mean, mine's already done, but we should do like a team thing where we do everybody's cord management and record it.
Even reviewing like options and choices would be awesome.
Yeah, because I have a phenomenal cord management system. Just to show you out, I have 2 of the IKEA racks underneath my thing that all my cords sit in, and I have a standing desk, and so everything is tied in there. And then I have cable ties that go along the back of my monitor arm and everything. So you can't see cords very much. I mean, you can see cord for my phone there, but that's about it. So, but.
Yeah, I'd like to do
Because
that.
I know Tim's is horrible, and I think that we should really. I mean, we're
I
really just
imagine
gonna have
Tim's
to.
would be better than mine. He used to cable
No,
tie the department
his
all
is-
the time.
No, his is
No?
horrible.
You guys haven't even
From the pic-
seen it.
Yes, I have. You sent me a picture of your office
Have
from
I?
the other side. Yeah,
And we have the
You
morning
have the
brew
most-
video, so we could inspect it.
yeah,
I purposely hit the cords.
yeah.
I purposely spent 10 minutes before
The
cleaning.
key
up.
though is to hide all your cords though. So
Well, it's kind of difficult because I have Gerald just sitting here on the floor next to me, so he has a lot of cords he needs to operate. So I can't unplug Gerald from life support.
don't
That
you have a
would-
closet that you can put him in?
No, he's gonna die.
Why
in
don't you
there.
just
It's gonna get hot. I don't want Gerald to die.
just put him in a closet?
No.
That's what. So my Synology drive actually sits inside of the media console out there, and then next to that media console, I have 3 different surge protectors that everything plugs into. So, like, literally, I feel like if anything's gonna happen, my living room is gonna go up in smokes first. But thankfully, I have a sprinkler system in there, so it'll go out pretty quick after it
Yeah.
starts.
Fascinating. Sprinkler system in your actual apartment.
Yeah, the apartment. Yeah, newer apartments have to have sprinkler systems built into them.
Lucky.
Yeah. So I
All right,
have
then.
one in every room, even in the closet. Even in the closet back here, there's a sprinkler in there.
Fascinating.
Just hold a lighter up to it and then
So the other thing you don't do is you don't hang your garments on the sprinkler up there. Otherwise, it'll go off. They teach you that in the hotel room.
Given.
Would have been
you
the
had
first thing.
experience with this.
No, but you go into the hotel room when you're traveling, and they have the sprinklers in there, and it says right on the like top ceiling up there. It says, "Do not hang garments or anything on this."
One time in elementary school, we were having a class party, and one of the kids brought one of those like electric like disco balls where it like has all the like colors and there's a bulb inside where it like spins. Anyway, the teacher hung it from one of the sprinklers in the classroom. Nothing happened. They just hung it from there. And I just remember thinking that's a lot of weight for probably that tiny little sprinkler. And I was pretty sure it was going to go off.
Speaking
Setting
of
up
disco
that.
balls, I used to have when I was younger, a clap-on disco ball.
That's awesome. That is.
It
really
was
awesome.
it was so amazing when you were in bed, when you were in the bedroom and stuff like that. It was just sitting over my bed, and I had a clap-on disco ball, and you just clapped, and the disco ball came on. I mean, it was amazing.
For the record,
except for when you're watching TV. Except for when you're watching TV in the bedroom, and then it picks up the clapping noise from like the TV.
I
The
just
bedroom is
imagine,
exactly where it needs to be. For the record, if you're gonna have a clap on disco ball, it
Completely
needs to be in the bedroom.
I just imagine Matt like having 20 of these disco balls scattered throughout his room and like his underwear, and it's like, it's time. And then just like, turn on.
Now we can just be like, Hey Siri, turn on the disco ball. Oh crap! All my Siris just turned on at once.
Like 20
Where's your disco
balls
ball?
Go away, Siri.
Well, now they have these like little light shows that you can get, and you can create your whole bedroom as like a space or, solar system. Really cool. Like
They
I
also-
actually
So
really
what
want
are
to
you
get
doing
one.
in your bedroom?
I don't have anything fancy in my bedroom. I have some hue lights in there that I put on, but that's
They
about
also-
it.
They also have
Hey,
some really
that's mood setting.
They have some
Yeah.
cool speakers that have water in them, and when you play music, they shoot water up inside the speaker.
I
And it
remember
works
those.
really well when you play Everything is Awesome on repeat constantly.
I cannot believe how many people bought
$29.99.
those.
Oh,
$29.99.
Pay $30.
a mountain of
Oh my
returns.
god.
Matt's crying.
Oh my god, that was great. That was great. Okay. All right. I think we've yeah, I think
It's emotional.
we're good to
podcast.
end it there. That's yeah.
It wouldn't
If we
be
have
a
any
Windows-
viewers left after this. If we have any viewers left after this.
You know this is a Windows 11 podcast because someone ended in tears. So we want to give a big thank you to everyone here for joining us live on this episode of the Gooplycast, and a big thanks to you if you're listening to our podcast. Look out for our replays on YouTube and the podcast version of our episodes on all of your favorite podcasting apps, including iHeartRadio. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook, so that way you'll get notified when we go live with the show, and you can join in, and also for when we share new tech-related content. I've been your host, Matt Carter. For Matt, Roy, Tim, and Joseph, we appreciate you so much for watching and listening, whether here on Earth or in outer space. We'll catch you next time on the Gooplycast.